All right. Hi, everyone. Mark Becker back again. This is the last session of today, the first day of Peer-to-Peer World's virtual conference. Looking forward to this session. It's been a great day overall, but I just want to thank all of our sponsors and hosts that are part of this. We couldn't make it happen without it, without all of them, and bring this free conference to everybody. So definitely a huge shout out. This is a quick glance at the schedule. Again, this is the last session today, but remember, we got 4 more great weeks of content coming the next few Fridays. So hope you can join us for that. And just a quick housekeeping. I think everybody knows how Zoom works at this point, but definitely use the Q&A, ask questions as you think of them so you don't forget, and we'll get to them along the way at the end. Feel free also to chat, but definitely ask your questions in Q&A to make sure we don't miss those. And just make sure that there will be a brief survey that pops up when we close this out. It's only 3 questions, with one of them being required, which is, what did you think overall? So it's just going to take a moment, and you'll actually be entered to win some cool stuff from another one of our sponsors, Halo. So hope we want to make this as good as possible. We want to share that feedback. We want to make sure that we're giving you the best content. So take a moment to do that. But all of that aside, I want to hand it off to Sarah over at Kilter, who's going to share a lot of great info with you.
Thank you so much, Mark. Greetings, peer-to-peer world, and thank you for tuning into our session, the New York Jets Nick Mangold 9/11 20th Anniversary Challenge. We're digging into when cause, technology, and passion align for good. Today is September 10th, indeed, and as we approach tomorrow's 20th anniversary of 9/11, it's so good to connect virtually with all of you and have an opportunity to reflect and remember the fallen during this important moment in time. Let's do a round of introductions. In just a little bit, you're going to meet Rachel Trotta from Answer the Call in person. She is the development manager for Answer the Call. A little bit about the organization. The New York Police and Fire Widows and Children's Benefit Fund, also known as Answer the Call, was founded in 1985 by New York Mets legend Daniel Rusty Staub. Answer the Call provides immediate and ongoing support to the families of New York City first responders killed in the line of duty. Since it was founded, Answer the Call has distributed over $160 million directly to the families of our fallen heroes. The organization believes that the best way to honor our fallen heroes is to take care of those they love most, their families. In addition to financial support, the organization hosts events and programs to give the families an opportunity to cope and connect. In 2021 alone, Answer the Call expects to help approximately 550 families and distribute over $4.6 million. Rachel, thanks for being here. Looking forward to hearing from you and more about the incredible work that you're doing to support an incredible cause. Next, many of you know Nick Mangold. He's one of the top linemen to ever play for the New York Jets. Wearing number 74 on his jersey, he played for 11 seasons and was a 7-time NFL Pro Bowler. He also won a national championship while at The Ohio State University. Nick embodied a relentless, durable work ethic as a player who'd do anything to help the team. He's also a foodie and a barbecue aficionado, and he has barbecued for years for his teammates and family while serving his homemade craft-style 74 barbecue sauce. And a portion of the proceeds for 74 barbecue support Answer the Call. We're super grateful to Nick for his support and his passion. Unfortunately, he had a last-minute conflict and is not able to join us in person today. However, thank you to the magic of technology. We will hear from him on video in just a minute. And finally, I'm Sarah Hartmann. I'm the VP of Business Development at Kilter, and I'm really honored to be here as your host. Kilter is the world's most inclusive supporter engagement platform that turns everyday health, wellness, and lifestyle activities into opportunities for people like you and me to drive charitable dollars to their favorite causes. I am pretty much brand new at Kilter, having most recently served as the executive director of the Ironman Foundation and president of a New York City-based nonprofit called Race to Rebuild. Before my time in sports and nonprofit, I actually led a tech startup for 10 years. So you can imagine how completely thrilled I am to be here at Kilter, merging technology and cause and wellness and creating next level solutions to help passionate influencers like Nick drive engagement for amazing causes like Answer the Call. So let's get ready to hear from Nick directly about the 20-day challenge that he's hosting on Kilter. We invite you to use the QR code that you see in the corner of the screen there. Just use the camera on your phone to scan it and download the Kilter app and join Nick's 2074 challenge. You'd be donating $20 to mark the 20th anniversary of 9/11, and every penny supports Answer the Call. And as a peer-to-peer world special, we're going to enter everyone who donates $20 or more today and tomorrow into the drawing for the grand prize, which is a package that has 2 tickets to a New York Jets game at MetLife Stadium and a barbecue lunch in person with Nick Mangold. So use that QR code and please join us on the Kilter app to support Answer the Call. And now, with thanks to NBC affiliate WNYT, let's roll this video and hear from Nick himself.
The good stuff here, and we want to check in with you about Answer the Call and all the stuff you have going on with them. How did you get involved with Answer the Call? And if you could tell everyone watching what exactly it is and why it's such an important cause to you.
Yeah, so Answer the Call and we got together, it's now been almost 10 years, I think. It was just, I forget how we first got started, but as soon as I found out what they were about, I latched on quickly. They do amazing work for families of fallen first responders on the job here in New York City. So that's police, fire, EMTs. They do an amazing job taking care of the families of those who have passed in the line of duty. And as soon as they got involved and heard some of the stories, I kept rolling with it. And so when I started up my venture of 74 barbecue, we wanted to have a charitable component to it. And my first instinct was, we got to get back to Answer the Call. You know, I've always lent my ugly mug for different things. So now at least we could add a little monetary contribution to it. So it was a match made in heaven. And I've been very happy to be partnering with them now for almost, let's see, we started in 2020. So we're going on about a year and a half.
So this 20-day challenge, the 2074 challenge, and as Nick mentioned too, if you buy some of the barbecue sauce, some proceeds will go towards Answer the Call as well. So you can benefit the great organization in 2 ways here. How's the 20-day challenge going? And for people who don't know about Kilter, which is an app that you can, I would say, download to be part of this challenge, just makes it a lot easier. What can you tell us about the app as well, Nick?
Yeah, so we got involved with Kilter. They're a fantastic charitable donation app where whatever you do activity-wise, you link your Apple Watch or your Fitbit or whatever to it. That gets you the points and gets you a donation amount to any organization, ours being Answer the Call. And the best part about it is you can do it from anywhere. So it doesn't have to be, just in New York City. It doesn't have to be in just the area. You can do it in California, if you wanted to. So you just download the app, you link everything up, you accept the challenge. It started August 23rd. It runs through September 11th. It's 20 days, going into the 20th anniversary of 9/11. And, it was very special for me being a New York Jet playing in the 10th anniversary of 9/11 against the Cowboys. And that was a very special game for me. Meant a lot. We all have our own experiences with 9/11. I was in Dayton, Ohio when it happened, but since coming up to New York and hearing some of the experiences, hearing people's stories, it's really, it's grown, to something that I will always cherish, of hearing people's stories of what they went through that day, and the lives lost and remembering those. So, anything we can do to help support people, and especially, as we're working with Answer the Call, the people that went running into the building while people are running out, is very special to me.
So great. I'm going to thank Nick for his passion
Stuff here, and we want to
and move us over to this next slide. I want to say thanks again also to Chris and Ashley at WNYT for that interview. And hey, listen, if the videos aren't streaming really well for you on your Wi-Fi connection over Zoom, you can hop over to the Kilter Facebook page when we're done after the session and check them out directly. I'm really excited to bring Rachel Trotta on now, the development manager of Answer the Call. Rachel, thank you for all the work that you do and your organization to support the families of fallen first responders. Can you describe a little bit about what it's like at Answer the Call right now, leading up to the 20th anniversary for the organization and for the families?
Sure, yeah, and we were speaking a little bit about this before we started, Sarah, and I was telling you how it's a very solemn time for the organization. While it's important for us, from the staff perspective to get out there, our families are usually celebrating together and kind of gathering is a better word than celebrating, gathering together and doing their own annual rituals, whether that's a lunch, a dinner, a church, going to memorials or services, things like that. So for the organization's perspective, it's a busy time in terms of work-wise, but when it comes to the families, it's much more solemn.
Absolutely. Tell us a little bit about your history with the organization. You've been there for a long time, right?
Yeah, I've been there for almost 7 years now. So I started out as an intern. I was living in the city for the summer, and I saw this posting, and the organization's mission just spoke to me so much. And learning more about it really only instilled the fact that, this is the charity I want to work with. So after I graduated college, I started working here, and I got to meet Rusty Staub, who unfortunately passed in 2018, but he's our late founder and former Met. And his impact on the charity space in New York City as a whole, not just our organization, is so vast. He's reached so many people, and it was really, truly an honor to be able to work with him and work on his charity and learn from him. So since 2015, I've been with the organization. 2014, I've been with the organization, and learning, the stories of the families and just really them almost taking me under their wing. They're the sweetest people ever. They are so deserving and so kind. It was a no-brainer to stay on board and answer the call.
So amazing. And, along those lines, I always say that it feels so good to give, but when you can shake the hand or even hug the person whose life you're changing and hear about the impact that you've helped cause, that's a truly powerful moment for everyone. And obviously those were some incredible stories that we just heard in the video. Any other family stories that stand out to you?
Yeah, we always say our families are our best advocates, not just because the way they can speak on the charity, which as you saw from the video, they can speak beautifully on the organization and the impact it's had on their lives. But when you hear them speak and when you meet them and when you get to know them, these are people you want to help. One of the things we always say about the first responder community is that they're a very giving community. They're not used to asking for help. And that definitely shows, they're there for all of our personal life celebrations, and they're the biggest fans of the organization, and they're just the kindest people that you'll ever meet, and they're so strong and they're so resilient, and I look up to them, and they're just really amazing people. So some of the stories you heard from the families, from the Smith family, that's a hugely impactful story because it stands out to me. It stands out to me personally, but it's a common theme among first responders is that it's a family thing. So Jim too, he was a police officer as well. He speaks about going down to the World Trade and doing that cleanup process, and he had just lost his wife. And there's so many stories of children of fallen first responders following in their parents' footsteps, and that is just the biggest goosebumps. It's so amazing that it just becomes like a family thing. It's ingrained in these families, this act of service. So it's truly an honor to be able to help them. But yeah, and you know, we hear a lot of stories from our families similar to the ones you've heard from the video, but of the impact that the charity makes on their lives and sort of things that they're able to use it for, the financial part for. And we hear stories like being able to keep up travel baseball that they used to do with their father, and being able to go on, one of my favorites is there's a family who goes on an annual sort of like celebration of life trip. And they pick a new spot, and that's what they use the money towards, or you know, special gifts or home repairs. You know, it's just all very, very moving and touching.
Absolutely incredible and so inspiring. Let's talk about Answer the Call's relationship with Nick Mangold. We heard from him earlier on the clip about his connection to the organization. And I know that on the 10th anniversary of 9/11, you can see this photo right here on the screen now. He carried the flag out of the tunnel at MetLife Stadium when the Jets played the Cowboys, and he said it was one of the most emotional moments in his career. How has working with a legendary athlete like Nick impacted the organization?
Yeah, well, Nick is so amazing. He has been here since before me, and I guarantee he'll be here after me. He is definitely long lasting with the organization. Fortunately, our charity has amazing celebrity supporters, but Nick is certainly not just breeze in and breeze out. He's in it for the long haul, and he supports us because he truly believes in our mission. You know, same with Kilter. He believes in fitness and, you know, being such a profound athlete. That's why he's getting involved with you all. So it's just this natural segue for him. He supports the, you know, the fallen first responder families, and for him to be involved with us, it's a no-brainer. You know, he's been with us through events, and I remember the Empire State Building lit up in our colors one day, and he brought his whole family. We got to meet his little kiddos, we got to meet his super sweet wife, and it's just a family affair for him. He's low key. He's not looking for press. It's really just he's here because he wants to help the organization. So it's truly an honor to work and know Nick. He's absolutely amazing for the organization, and he'll always go above and beyond.
That's so amazing. And I just hear, you know, resoundingly through what you're sharing is that you have this incredible community, both the families that you're serving, the people and the colleagues that you work with, and then, you know, influencers and advocates like Nick. It is really, really special. Rachel, I know that time is short for you today. Please stay if you like, but if you do need to drop, do know that we'll be thinking of all the families, and thank you again for making the time to be here today.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you all. Bye.
We've really today so far highlighted passion and cause, and so now let's dig in on technology. I wanted to share some of the backstory of this Kilter challenge with everyone. So Nick's team was really interested in a way for him to mark the 20th anniversary of 9/11 using wellness to support Answer the Call, and Kilter ended up being in the right place at the right time, and Answer the Call, actually, Rachel picked up the phone and they said yes. So in a perfect world, we would have had a much longer runway to tell this story and create momentum, and Answer the Call would have had maybe less on their plate. You know, just looking at the past month and this challenge. The organization had an in-person gala in August. They have the 20th anniversary. They have New York City marathon runners, so they've got some peer-to-peer work that they're doing. They have another in-person gala in October, so lots and lots on their plate. But let's talk about one of our technology partners who helped us tell the story, and that's News Direct. We worked together quickly with Answer the Call and Nick's team to get the press release out, and News Direct data, their data shows that we had 170 media placements with total traffic at 130 million. Now that's definitely capturing hearts and minds. So Kilter obviously is pretty new to the market, and we've definitely seen a surge of success in the age of COVID. But just to clarify for everyone, Kilter is an app-based fundraising and engagement tool that's used by nonprofits and corporations and event producers to create custom events, both fully virtual and hybrid, where our team really becomes an extension of yours to help you drive inclusion and social impact while growing your community and amplifying brand. Now, it connects directly with all your fitness devices and trackers. So think Garmin and Fitbit and Strava and Map My Run and Apple Health and Google Fit. And it seamlessly connects that health and wellness data, those activities, into our gamified leaderboard, where participants are competing for cool incentives and they're interacting as a community with each other and with sponsors. And we give them a bunch of very easy ways to either donate to themselves or reach out peer-to-peer style using their tech platforms, like their social media or text or Slack or WhatsApp, just to name a few. So as I say the name of all those platforms, like I just have to say, like, let's face it, we're living in this age, in this world where there are multiple platforms, and Kilter is very consciously designed to complement and accelerate the reach of those platforms. One of the things I love most is that we're able to provide donor data to you so you can efficiently move them through your pipeline and into your other systems. And most importantly, hitting on two of our core values, inclusivity and community. Anyone can participate. For example, my mom, who is 82, is part of the Nick Mangold challenge, and she is on that leaderboard with her steps, but she's also earning points for her meditation and even volunteering at the local food bank. So go mom. And I have a favorite case study at Kilter, and it's about the American Legion's event, which is called 100 Miles for Hope. So American Legion, we're definitely talking about an older demographic, but they did a phenomenal job of educating their audience and creating momentum, connecting their devices, creating consistency, and challenging them all to clock 100 miles on Kilter between April and the beginning of September. And because we are super flexible, we were able to give them a custom activity tile that we knew would resonate with their audience. If you look at the screenshot of the app there, you see just one of the, some of the 50 plus activities that we're able to use inside Kilter for our challenges. We added motorcycle riding to the app for their 100 Miles of Hope, and they ended up with 2,500 participants and have raised to date almost $300,000. It's absolutely huge. So back to our 9/11 challenge. And I'm just checking, I see, thank you, that some of you have joined Nick's challenge on Kilter. Thanks for your support of Answer the Call. And you and your friends can continue to do that up until the end of day tomorrow, September 11th. It's interesting that the adoption rate on this challenge was rather low, but since sharing that Answer the Call video, which, highly emotional, filling, hearts, I cry so hard every time I watch it. That video, I think, has really caused a last minute surge in participants in this challenge. And maybe that's, a variety of reasons, because 9/11 is now at the top of the news cycle, or maybe because football is starting and people want a chance to meet Nick. But I rather think it's that emotional connection to the cause and the families that are supported by Answer the Call. So I think we can all agree that in this age of COVID, the only thing that is certain is uncertainty. And we've all had to be exceptionally nimble and creative. And if I never, ever have to use the word pivot again, I will be so, so happy. But we are truly at a remarkable time in the nonprofit space. We are just at the beginning. We are just scratching the surface of what we can do using technology to tie a passionate connection to a tangible cause. So thanks for tuning in today. And I'd really like to thank Nick Mangold and 74 Barbecue Sauce, and of course the New York Jets for their support, and to Rachel Trotta and Answer the Call and all the families that they serve for giving us the opportunity to honor the fallen. Thanks again for tuning in. As a new brand, we've got lots of new stuff coming all the time. So please download the app, check out the Fall Hustle, and stay tuned for some exciting upcoming announcements about some integrations with some other platforms inside the peer-to-peer space, and also the announcement of our newest advisory board member. And I'll give you a little hint. He's the only Olympic medalist who's won both the New York City and Boston marathons. Wink, wink. Stay tuned for that. So, Mark, I'm going to turn this over to you to see if we have any questions. A reminder to everybody at the end of the session, fill out that survey so that you can get entered to win some of that cool stuff from Halo. And, you know, it is the last session of the day, kind of short and sweet, but would love to take any questions if we have them.
Yeah, no current questions, but please, folks, ask away. You know, it's a great campaign. What a very timely, right? Yeah, easy to use. The app was super easy. I know because while you were chatting, I was able to get in there and get set up. So I like it. Make a little donation. So yeah, it's good to remember this time of year about 9/11 and all of that. And great, you know, that your technology makes it super easy for people to donate and track their activity. And yeah, in this pandemic, I heard for the first time today, I'm sure I'm just out of touch, but someone was talking about, you know, the COVID-19, and I'm like, well, yeah, it's not a new phrase, but it's talking about gaining weight, like the freshman 10 or whatever. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I totally got it. So
But
it's
now
good to
you
get
have
out there and have
Kilter,
activity,
so
right?
there you go.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, definitely appreciate your time. If anybody does have questions, what's the best way for them to reach out to you?
Please visit us at kilterapp.com. You can feel free to reach out to me directly at sarah.hartmann@kilterapp.com. And as I mentioned, if those videos weren't streaming really well for you, just hop over to our Facebook page and you can see them all there.
Well, appreciate your time, and thank you everybody for joining us today. And I hope everybody has a great weekend.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Bye-bye.